Thanks for joining us tonight. High risk, and that's how one local pawn shop owner describes the business. The risk is knowing whether you're buying stolen items from pawners.
That's right. Earlier this week, around $25,000 worth of stolen merchandise was recovered from a pawn shop in Amory, leading to a major investigation by the Monroe County Sheriff's Department. WCBI's Jory Talley is joining us now in the studio with the do's and don'ts of pawn shops. Jory?
Andre and Joey, situations like the one in Amory can land pawn shop customers and owners in some serious legal trouble.
Pawn shops are in the business of making money, and it does not matter how they make it, they just want to make the money.
The trick lies in making that money without breaking the law. Chief Randall says the first rule of business is just using common sense.
It's kind of ironic if a person comes from Lee County or Tupelo, Mississippi, all the way down to Monroe County and surpass all the other pawn shops up there, something may be a little fishy with that.
B&M pawn shop owner Richard Luker uses a system of questions to get an idea if the item is stolen or not, but he says there's no foolproof way of knowing.
One of my favorite questions is demonstrate to me how it works. If they know nothing about the tool, nothing about the electronic, nothing about the history of it, then how did they own it? How have they been operating it and know nothing about it?
Luker keeps a log of each transaction of who pawned what and sends that info to law enforcement each month.
You got the guitar, brass, musical instruments.
If I've already been notified that something is stolen in the area and it felt like it comes in, I call the Aberdeen Police Department and they will come and we'll check it out. And several items have been caught that way.
Not every pawnbroker is proactive like Luker, and it's those shady ones that police are looking for.
If they already admit to it that it could be stolen, we're looking at filing charges against both of them. But normally pawn shops are not going to ask if it's stolen, they're going to ask if it's yours, and 9 times out of 10 that person is going to say yeah.
And the shops, willing to look the other way, usually wind up losing money in the long run.
Then your local law enforcement agency goes to the pawn shop and they recover that item. Well, now the pawn shop has to go and press charges on the person that actually pawned it. So now we're looking at what they call restitution. You may get your money back in a timely fashion, or you may not get it back in a timely fashion.
The owners of the Amory pawn shop have not been charged with anything. In most cases, if you want to pawn something, you need to be 18 years old, have a valid driver's license, and be willing to answer some questions and sign a few forms. Joey?